Hello, welcome. Today we're going to be looking at some modifications of the basic sun salutations. So classical sun salutation, sometimes known as crescent lunge sun salutation, and sun salutation A. Really, the sun salutations are a building block, like a real foundation of the Vinyasa yoga practice, but it also takes quite a lot of coordination and experience and even fitness to be able to do a full sun salutation with the traditional breath cues. So we're going to look at a few ways to modify that, get started, and also some ways to modify the sun salutations for pregnancy. The first way to modify a sun salutation, a pretty obvious way, is just to start with the very beginning of the sun salutation itself and do that as a complete practice. So that might look something like this. Starting at the top of the mat, bringing the big toes to touch, heels slightly apart, draw the hands to heart center. Ground down through the feet and lift up through the crown of the head, feeling aligned, tall, and spacious. With an inhale, sweep the arms out and up overhead. As you exhale, open the arms wide to fold, hinging at the hips, bending the knees as much as you need to bring belly to thighs. Inhale, lift to the fingertips, lengthening the spine. Exhale to fold back down. Ground down through the feet to rise all the way up on the in-breath, sweeping the arms out to the sides and up overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Repeating that again, inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, open the arms, hinging at the hips, bending the knees if you need to keep the spine long. Inhale, lengthen onto the fingertips, reach forward through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold, belly to thighs, bend the knees if you need. Inhale, ground down through the feet, sweep the arms to the sides to stand all the way up. Watch the palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. So that very beginning of the sun salutation I often call sun breath. Even in a more advanced practice, a really nice way to warm up, get the blood flowing, get the breath moving. To add on a little bit to that, you can add lunges as you would in classical sun salutations. Would look something like this. Beginning in Tadasana with hands at heart center, grounding down through the feet, lengthening through the crown. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, open the arms wide and fold forward. Bend the knees as much as you need. Inhale, lengthen onto the fingertips. Exhale, bend the knees deeply. Step the right foot to the back of the mat. Landing the right knee down softly, untuck the toes. Take a deep breath in to reach the arms overhead. If this is too much, reaching the arms overhead, you can also bring both hands to the left thigh for a little more stability. Holding here for a couple of breaths. Press down through the feet. If the arms are overhead, lengthen out of the fingertips. On an exhale, bring the hands back down to the floor. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, and step forward. Try to land lightly. Inhale, lengthen the spine, coming onto the fingertips. Exhale, bend both knees, left foot steps back. All the way to the back of the mat. Touch the left knee down lightly, untuck the toes, and either hands to the knee or bring the arms all the way up as you breathe in. Taking a few breaths here, pressing down through both feet, lifting the side waist to lengthen out of the fingertips. One more deep breath in. And as you exhale, hands all the way down to the earth. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, and step forward as lightly as possible. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over both legs. Inhale, reach through the crown of the head, circling the arms to come all the way up. Exhale, hands down to the heart. Same variation one more time. Inhale, circle both arms high. Exhale, open the arms wide, hinge at the hips to fold forward, bending the knees if needed to get the belly on the thighs. Inhale to the fingertips, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend both knees, plant the hands, step the left foot back this time, right to the back of the mat. Touch the left knee down lightly, untuck the toes, either both hands to the right thigh or sweeping the arms overhead on your inhale. Holding here for a few deep breaths. On an exhale, lower the hands to the earth. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, and step forward as lightly as possible. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend the knees, step the right foot back. Lower the back knee to the floor, touching down lightly. Untuck the toes and inhale either hands to the left thigh or up overhead. Nice deep steady breaths, grounding down through both feet. Keep the heart lifted, shoulder blades drawing down the back. One more deep breath in, lengthen through the fingertips. As you exhale, bring the hands all the way to the earth. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, and lightly step forward. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and exhale, folding over both legs. Grounding down through the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. The next option to add on a little bit more, but still kind of breaking the sun salutation down into chunks, will look something like this. Beginning in Tadasana, feet together, hands at heart center. Slide the shoulder blades down the back so the sides of the neck are long. Take a deep breath in, sweep the arms overhead. Empty the belly as you exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift to the fingertips, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend both knees, plant the hands, and step both feet back, high plank pose. Holding here for a few breaths. If this is too strong, you can lower the knees and hold with the knees on the earth. On your next exhale, bend the elbows straight back and lay down on the belly. Point the toes back, hands under the shoulders. Inhale, press down through the hands, draw the heart forward and up. And exhale, roll back onto the belly. Inhale, press down through the hands, reach the heart forward, lifting the chest. Exhale, rolling back down. You don't have to come high in cobra pose. As you inhale, you might just come a few inches. Think the heart more forward than up. Exhale to roll back down. Walk the hands back by the ribs. Inhale, press up to the knees. And you can either go straight to down dog from here, or you can come to child's pose to rest for a few breaths. When you have your breath, shift your weight forward, tuck the toes under, and lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, the knees can start bent so that you make one straight diagonal line from the heels of the hands up to the hips. If you can keep that diagonal line as the heels come to the earth, go ahead and straighten the legs, reach the heels down. On your next deep breath in, roll forward to high plank pose. Shoulders over wrists, straight line from heels to crown. And you can either stay here or rest with the knees down. Another option as you're building strength for full sun salutations is to exhale, lower the knees, and bend the elbows halfway, straight back. Inhale to press up. Exhale, bend the elbows halfway back, ribs in line with the upper arms. Inhale, press up. Exhale, bend the elbows halfway and hold. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. Pull the heart forward. On your next exhale, lower down onto the belly. Release the toes, hands under the shoulders. Inhale, press down into the earth to lift the heart. And exhale, roll back down. Active legs, feet press into the floor. Inhale, pressing down through the hands, lift the heart forward and up. And exhale, releasing back onto the earth. Once more with your own breath. And then walking the hands back by the ribs. Inhale to push up to the knees. Exhale to child's pose or straight to down dog. If you're in child's pose, once you're ready to move again, shift the weight forward into the hands, tuck the toes, and send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog, knees bent or straight. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. And then inhale, lift up high onto the toes, look between the thumbs, and exhale to walk the feet forward. Walking all the way to the front of the mat, bring the big toes to touch. Inhale, lengthen onto the fingertips. Exhale, fold. Knees bent or straight. Press down through the feet to rise. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead. Watch the palms touch. Exhale, hands down to the heart. So you can see that's a couple of ways to break down the sun salutation, make it a little more accessible. You can start with just the beginning, then you can add on the second part where you actually come down to the belly and back to down dog. And you could do those parts separately as many times as you want. So you might start with a few rounds of sun breath or sun breath and lunges, then come back to plank, doing down to the belly, cobra, and down dog. Back to plank, down to the belly, cobra, and down dog a few more times, and then come to the top of the mat to finish. So that you can sort of break the whole thing down and add as many pauses as you need. Any rests, any breaths, extra breaths, totally fine. The other thing, which I'm not showing today but is a great tool, is to use blocks. So if you find it quite difficult to reach the earth, even with the knees bent, as you fold forward, you could, with legs straight or knees bent, have 2 blocks at the front of your mat to hold on to. This is another great tool. So the last option I'm going to show is a couple of modifications for pregnancy when it's not safe or usually comfortable to put weight on the belly. So instead of coming down to the belly for cobra, we'll see an option using cat and cow and another option inserting ustrasana or camel pose. Starting at the top of the mat in Tadasana. For pregnant ladies, it might be more comfortable to step the feet a little bit wider apart to make space for the belly as you fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up overhead. Exhale, open the arms wide to fold, hinging at the hips. Even here, you can always bend the knees. Inhale, lengthen onto the fingertips. And exhale, plant the palms, stepping both feet back to high plank pose. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, lower the knees. Instead of coming onto the belly, stay here. Inhale as the rest of the class goes to cobra, arch the spine like cat and cow. Exhale to round, tucking the toes, sending the hips up and back, either knees bent or straight legs down dog. That way you're with the rest of the class. And then when it's time to finish the sun salutation, you'll inhale to the toes, look forward, exhale, soften the knees, and walk to the front of the mat. No jumping during pregnancy. Keeping the feet wide to make space for the belly. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale to fold, knees bent or straight. Inhale, circle the arms all the way out and up, coming up to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. The variation with Ustrasana camel pose, similar but slightly different, looks like this. Inhales to ground down through the feet, sweeping the arms high. Exhale, open the hands wide to fold forward. Inhale, lift up onto the fingertips, lengthening the spine. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, and step back to high plank pose. On your exhale, lower the knees, and instead of coming onto the belly for cobra, walk the hands back, hands to the hips. Take a deep breath in, press the hips forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the heart, camel pose. Exhale, coming back up, lowering the hands, tucking toes under to downward facing dog. That option is slightly more advanced, but may feel good if you want a little bit of a deeper back bend. To finish the sun salutation, inhale, come up onto the toes. Exhale, soften the knees and walk forward. No jumping. At the top of the mat, inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips, folding over both legs. Ground down through the feet. Inhale, circle the arms out and up overhead, watching the palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart. So I hope you enjoyed those variations of the sun salutations, maybe made it a little more accessible for you. And as always, stay joyful, stay safe, and keep practicing.